Yo, what's good? Welcome back to Passive Sticks. I'm your host, JB. Joining me as always, Tsunamic Wave. What's going on, bro?
Yo, I can't complain, man. I'm feeling good. How you feeling, man?
Good, man. Good, man. Back. Felt like a long week in between shows this week, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Bless you, of course.
appreciate that.
Hope all's well with everybody out there. I know folks getting sick left and right, so I hopefully, you know what I mean, including myself, I hope everybody taking care of themselves. But if you are new, what's good? What's going on? The show's split into four parts to start out what games we're currently playing. Then from there, we're going to this week in gaming, talk about some games that dropped throughout this week in history. Then we'll touch upon some topics. Then we'll end with the spin wheel. One gotta go game versus all types of stuff in there. Wave. So as always, we're gonna kick this off with what games we're currently playing, bro.
Man, it's been a little mix for me. Not nothing exciting though. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't add nothing new. I did attempt to play this game Control, but I felt like maybe I wanted to record it because I don't know, maybe just for content reasons.
The Game Pass,
Um
right?
yeah, it just dropped on Game Pass a couple of days ago. I've been trying to perfect my Yoshimitsu in
Checking
Tekken
me out.
8. And I just got back into some Call of Duty action. I've been playing Resurgence for the last couple of days with my squad from like 3 years ago, man. So we just having a good time, man.
The reunion tour.
Yeah, it's been pretty fun.
I feel you. I feel you, man. So for me, MLB The Show 24 was dropped today, I think, into Game Pass. If you had the early version or you paid for it, the early version, of course, I'm sure they've been playing it for a few days now. So far, I mean, I can't even wait. All I did was play two, like whatever you call it in that game, play now, classic, whatever. I do see they have a new mode called storylines where remember back in the day in Madden or like 2K11 with Jordan, they had like you had to play like the moments. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They I see they got that. I see they got like a storyline mode for Derek Jeter. Which
Oh,
which
word.
looks cool. I haven't had a chance to touch upon that stuff yet. I just saw it in the menu. I know I see they got retro teams in there. So I'm about to start playing with some of these '90s Yankees teams. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, so I can't really speak on it in terms of the gameplay. The gameplay is more or less the same. I guess a lot of folks think they perfected it. That's what I've been reading about it. Like just tweaked it. You know what I mean? So
Mhm.
not bad. The throwing system is the same as last year, but it does seem a little better.
Right.
I'm not too high on their throwing system, but this year does feel a lot better. Let's see. I also still playing Pokemon Sun. I'm going through their trials and beating the totem Pokemon as they call them in that game. Um, Got to catch them all, right? Wait,
Right.
still enjoying that game though. I'm missing something. Oh, SpongeBob Rehydrated. That's on Game Pass too. I remember the original, the Battle for Bikini Bottom. I remember that original game when it came out years ago. Been
Mhm.
playing that. That's been fun. And then with the little one, been playing Crash Bandicoot, the Insane Trilogy, which is the first three games. That's really that. What games y'all playing in the chat? Make sure y'all put that down in the chat. Shout out to my boy Alex for checking out the show, man. What games you been
Yo,
playing,
yo.
Alex? Um, Jess said hi. Mo said the TV is finally coming today, so maybe something. Yeah, man. I'm
Yeah, your
sure that drought's been
civilization
crazy.
is in a drought right now on Civ 6. You gotta go save them.
Word, man. But so one thing that I guess we're gonna kick this off, Wave, real quick before we get into this week in gaming. I don't have it as a topic for today, but because it kind of popped up last minute. But the PS5 Pro has leaked basically that it will be out this holiday season. Just get your thoughts on that. Is it needed? We know PlayStation does this every like 3 or 4 years after the console comes out. We're right
Yeah.
there at that mark. Microsoft is reportedly about to do the same thing. But just what's your thoughts on it, man?
I mean, I think it's pretty cool. I'm not gonna purchase it because I already have a PS5, and I'm not about to go through the hassle of trying to secure another one. So
Right.
if you didn't get a chance to grab it, or you just waiting for probably a more I don't want to say cheaper option because I don't know what the price point is, but typically the slimmer versions don't cost as much as the bulkier versions. So
Yeah.
you want to save a couple $100, and you still want the PS5, this might be a good option for you. So I think it's a cool idea just because the price point is normally lower. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, look, this should not be shocking because we knew if, like we said on the show, it's either going to be out this year or next year, right?
Yeah.
I do think we're starting to get to the point where as technology progresses, it's actually in terms of the hardware, it's not really speeding up and slowing down, right?
Hmm.
So I remember like the PS4 Pro, that was a big step from the PS4. And the Xbox One X was a huge step from the Xbox One, believe it or not. And I feel like now they're making the base consoles pretty damn good to the point where reading the leak specs for the PS5 Pro, it didn't seem like that much of an upgrade. And I assume the Xbox is going to be the same way. So I agree
Right.
with you. I think this might be the first time I kind of hold off on jumping to the pros because I
Hmm.
just you can only do 4K, 6K, 8K. Yeah, I mean, we're not at 8K yet, and neither one of these consoles are going to be able to do that. Not even 6K. We're still perfecting 4K, and it looks pretty damn good on the base consoles. So I don't think that the pro systems are even really needed. This, you know what I mean? Hey, the PlayStation's at the end of its life cycle, right? Like
Right.
that's what they said. So but that's that. So let's get on to this week in gaming, where we briefly look back on games that dropped throughout this week in history. And Wave, you're gonna kick this one off, man. The X Files Resist or Serve dropped March 16, 2004. Before we even get into the actual game, Wave, were you a fan of the actual show, The X Files?
Nah, I don't know. I think I was too young when that show was really like booming.
Okay,
I ain't never give it a shot. I probably seen one episode, but I really wasn't into the X Files. You know what I'm saying?
that that's fair. Now, have you ever played the game? Did you even know this game came out?
I do believe I remember it coming out. I just wasn't into it. Into the game, so I didn't buy it.
Right.
But I do. I was while I was doing research on it. I will say this: the main protagonist, well, one of the main protagonists, because there's a partnership. Is two of them, but
Mulder and
the
Scully, yeah.
male, yeah, the male protagonist. I don't know his name. Um, he sound mad dry on this game, like so. Like when when he's talking in certain parts, like he's in an exciting part of the game, but he's like it's like he at the park or he like ordering something from the supermarket. Like it's just mad. Not even the park because he would sound a little more excited at the park. It's like
Right,
he
voice
just
acting. Yep.
yeah, it's terrible. He sound like he just talking to his people on the phone, like no excitement in his voice. It's like yeah, it's somebody over there. It's like bro, this is it just make it for maybe a bad experience. I would say like you want the voice acting, even though it may look bad to sound good. You know what I'm saying? It plays with the whole uh everything in the game. You know what I'm
Right,
saying?
right. Yeah, man. Like one, I completely agree. One, I am a big fan of the X Files. Not watching it at when it originally aired, but I went back and watched basically the entire series, and I was a fan of. I'm a fan of supernatural stuff like that, so it was right up my alley. In terms of, I completely agree with you on the voice acting. I feel like most games from this time, voice acting was terrible. They hand you a script, there's a microphone, go read it. And a lot of times,
Right.
what these people would do is literally just read it, right? Like they'll just read it, like, and it's like where I feel like now video game industry is so big and they're paying these voice actors so well that they get into it. You know what I mean? They actually
Yeah.
get into it and they're actually enthusiastic. But during this time, completely agree with you, man.
It's terrible.
Monotone, boring, and looked like they didn't even get paid to be there. It was like a part of their contract. So like they phoned it in, man. Like I completely agree with you. But like I said, I have played this game. It's really nothing to write home about. It's it's how it used to be. If there's a hot show, hot game out, I mean a hot movie out, you make a game about it. That's really it. Graphics don't look as bad as I thought it would, to be honest, looking back on it, but that's about it. See the chat saying. John said, "What's good, Kings? What's good, bro?"
Yo.
Most there definitely is an 8K TV available. There is. Problem is a lot of the content is not. Cable still in 1080p. Netflix and stuff is in 4K. They have stuff that says 8K, but it's 8 scale. It's upscale to 8K. Unless it's one of those videos with the animals and stuff like that. You know what I'm talking about? Like the nature videos on YouTube and stuff. That's
Yeah,
8K. There's a few documentaries on Netflix of wildlife that's in 8K, but most movie studios and stuff ain't really producing 8K yet.
at some point, our eyes not even gonna be able to tell the difference.
Right, right. Like it's yeah, to be honest. But I think when cable, like basically when cable went to 1080p, it was a big jump, right? And they've been on 1080p for a long time now. That's why some folks would buy all these fancy new TVs, and then all of a sudden they're like, the NFL game I put on don't look right. I'm like, that's because cable's not 4K. Your TV's 4K. It looks great. You know what I mean? But cable's not, so it doesn't matter. But you know how it go. All right, wait. Let's jump to the next game, man. The next game we talk about is another classic that basically got turned into a game, and that's The Godfather. Now, that's basically, are you a fan of the Godfather films? Before we get into the actual game,
Absolutely, yeah,
okay.
absolutely. I'm a fan of Godfather films. Um, I will say though, I never got into the games. But at the same time, it's probably because, well, I wouldn't even say that. I was playing GTA and all of that, so I definitely wasn't too young to dabble in the game. I think it was more because I was like in the mafia
Yeah,
franchise, and I know I say this all the time, but you never know. It might be some new people here, and I kind of pick sides when it come to games. At least I did earlier in
yeah,
life. But now I'm more mature, so I tend to play everything now. Well,
yep,
everything that catch my interest. So I definitely missed on this, and I probably regretfully so.
yeah, man. So I'm not the biggest fan of like classic movies that got turned into games. I'm just not. You know what I mean? Like movie, if the movie is good, I don't really care to play it out. You know what I mean? In terms of this game specifically, kind of felt like a Grand Theft Auto clone. You know what I mean? Like, and
Yeah,
on one hand, that's good because you have the IP already in the Godfather, and that's what's up. Um, but again, it just wasn't special enough to really grab me. I did play it. I do have the game for Xbox. Um, but it's just one of those things that it's just not really like I've seen the films, like the films, but in terms of the video game itself, nah, not it didn't really do much for me personally, even though it comes from a classic film series.
facts.
See what the chat is saying, then let's get to the next game. Mo said cable be garbage though. YouTube TV put 4K behind a paywall. So that is true. That
I
is
still
true.
like YouTube TV though. I noticed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's dope.
Game Alive looks said wave.
Yo,
Yo, this
first
guy,
of all, how
yo.
you doing, man? Yes, I'm
Right,
doing great.
right. He didn't even say hi. He just jumped. That's crazy. That's
Yeah, I'm here
hilarious.
today, man.
What's good, bro? Let's jump to the next game. Next game we talking about Wave. Now this one, Wave, we talked about this game before. I bring it up all the time. Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Vegas 2, man.
You're about
Wait, this is my favorite shooting campaign, whatever you want to call it, of all time. Just a lot of stuff they put in there, the snake cam, all types of stuff. Had tons of fun with playing this co-op was so much fun as well. I really got nothing bad to say about it. I do acknowledge at this point Call of Duty was already entering its golden era. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm not. You've never heard me say this game is better than COD objectively. It's just the campaign mode, the way it felt, like the way it worked out, the co-op mode, um, unmatched, man. I know you're not the biggest fan of the Tom Clancy games, but what's your thoughts on Rainbow Six of Vegas 2?
Exactly that. I was not a fan. I'm not gonna lie. Like, um, I enjoy Call of Duty because, like, I mean, it do take skill. I'm not gonna act like it don't take
Right.
skill. Even a campaign mode, if you play it on a hard enough level, it does take some sort of skill, but it's still more mindless than Rainbow Six. Like you got to be actual tactical to play
Sure.
to get through games like this,
Right.
and I just don't enjoy that. I've been thinking all day at work. I'm not coming home to be thinking. I just want to kick down the door, waving the 4-4. You know what
That's
I'm
more than
saying?
fair. That's more than fair.
So that is this never my type of thing. But it's not a terrible franchise. Like they do titles that I like. It's just the
Yeah.
tactical joints I'm not with.
Yeah, look, man. Like I said, it's funny though because like this game, it might have just been like what I call that moment in time, right? I remember
Mm,
getting this game uh at that time. I forgot something happened with the school with where the baseball season got like canceled or whatever, or something like that. So I remember all of a sudden going from like, get out of practice 5, 6, right? To
right.
coming home right after school with nothing to do. And so I was just on this game nonstop. This COD, Halo, just on this game nonstop. So mad love for the game. I actually still have the game. I remember when they went on sale like years later. Um, I think it went like so. I still have it on the Series X and I play it quite often, to be honest. But see what the chat is saying. Then we'll get to the next game, man. So what's good, brothers? What's good, man? Hope
Yo,
all is
how you
well.
feeling, man?
Most said skip. Yo, you gonna stop disrespecting Rainbow Six, man? Yo, Game of Life looks like Rainbow Six is phenomenal, but Cobb was just a different animal. I completely agree. This was a well done
Yeah.
tactical action game. Yeah, without a doubt, man.
If you could hop and shoot, you good at COD.
The VTech school show. Yeah, yo, it was around this time. Now that I think about it, you absolutely right, man. But yeah, yo. So Wave, the last game we talked about this week, bro. This is the game, Wave, that I remember people talking about, and I remember playing it, and then I was just like, it's one of the few games I feel like people was talking about, they was hype about, and it never really hit for me. And that's Crysis 2, the Crysis franchise in general, but Crysis 2 specifically, March 18, 2008. Ubisoft. I'm always hit or miss with Ubisoft Wave. Like I said, like they could put out a banger of a game and then the very next game would be a commercial, like a super flop, right?
Right.
The game looks great. I've usually have no problem with how Ubisoft games look, but something just didn't hit with me with the Crysis franchise. What's your thoughts on Crysis 2?
I'm gonna be honest, like I seen this a lot. Like when it came out, like the marketing was pretty good on Crisis 2. I still remember seeing it in magazines and commercials. It's just something about it that I just didn't gravitate to, and I never copped it. I never played it. I'm just being real. I'm not really a big Ubisoft guy. Like it's like very. I think the last. I can't even. I've been like while you was talking, I was trying to think of the last Ubisoft uh game that I've played. You know what I'm saying? And I
Yeah.
really can't think of one. Like so I'm not trying to say that they terrible. Uh, I'm not into they games like that.
Wildlands?
That was Ubisoft. That was pretty good. That was
I
a great
think so.
Ubisoft
I
game.
could be
But if
wrong.
it wasn't,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not gonna sit there and lie.
Okay.
Like I know who developed Wildlands,
Right,
but
right,
if it
right.
was them, yeah, that probably is the last one. So
Just said still looks good for 2008. Yeah, yeah, it definitely held up well. Said this was so good I never played
wait, did I say that? Maybe.
it. Game Alive looks at that. Okay, so Ubisoft, The Division, Ghost Recon, those are great games.
Oh, Division was okay. So
Yeah,
in Division and Wildlands, yeah, Wildlands, because
yeah.
Wildlands came out after Division, so
Yep.
Wildlands was the last one.
Okay.
What's out?
All
It had
right.
to be
Yep.
something earlier. Did they make Tony Hawk Pro Skater?
Ubisoft, no.
Who was that? It was something. So pause.
Activision, Neversoft is like
Never
the
saw. Yeah.
developer. Yeah. All right, yo. So that's all we got for this week in gaming, man. Next week, have some more games to talk about. Let's hop into topics. And wait, I found this story. I've seen this one floating around, but because we do the show now, I just want to touch upon it, man. So this story actually happened twice. I'm pulling it from the 2021 because it actually happened twice to the same person. But a
Mm,
gamer saves a life from 5,000 miles away. Basically, what happened was there was a gamer in the UK. You know how it is. You know, you play games enough, you might make a friend or two. So, and he
yeah.
happened to make friends with somebody from Texas. They was playing. I forgot the exact game. What was it? The game was shit. I had it. I can't think of the game. It'll come back to me. But they were playing a game and dude noticed that the homie on the other end was having a seizure.
Right.
So he just happened to they've happened to talk about where they live, what town they lived in. And homie actually found a way to contact the authorities.
Hmm.
And when the authorities got to the house, knocked on the door, and dude's mother was like, "Why y'all here? Like everything good? Ain't nothing wrong." Cops was like, "Well, we got a what do you call it?
On a call or
We
what?
got a call for a unresponsive male. I'll go check my son." But I went upstairs, sure enough, wave, and actually saved his life. And then
It's
it
crazy.
actually ended up happening again. But this was a story that kind of blew up. But just so obviously, you know what I mean, it's a positive story in gaming because that, we've heard so many negative stories of killings and murders and attacks and robberies and stuff involving gaming. Want to shed some positive news this week, man. What's your thoughts on that?
I think they should stop playing whatever game that is because
nah,
clearly not
nah,
working
the
for
dude.
my boy in the UK. You know what I'm saying? They
Right.
just don't care about his health.
That's
Um,
crazy.
but that's one of the good things that that come with gaming, especially multiplayer. Like I remember we had a question on the gaming wheel. I forget exactly verbatim what it
Yeah.
asked, but it was just talking about like the stigma when it comes to gaming and stuff like that. And we was talking a lot about how it bring people together from all over the world and
Right.
shit. Even Pokemon Go was saving lives because it was world peace for how many days I forget, but it was
right,
more
right,
than
right.
one day. Like it was world peace for a video game. So video games, they do more than bring people together, save lives, and it take people off the streets. And clearly, it saved that young man life two times. So
Yeah.
yeah, this is just one of the beautiful things about gaming. Obviously, is there's an ugly side to it,
Right.
people hurting people over games and stuff. But like that's very few and far in between. Like,
Yeah, and
mhm,
the game they were playing, I believe, was Valorant, and the person in Texas who actually called the authorities was a lady. So shout out to her because I definitely said shout out to him. Shout out to her because
or
like I said, man, like Jess said, gaming for the win.
facts.
And it's true because like, look, man, like it's not smart to really give out your address, whether it's your actual address or even just your home country or state or whatever, to strangers. But at the same time, if you feel like you build a friendship or whatever, you know what I mean,
Hmm.
then in this case, it paid off. You know what I mean? Like I
Right.
said, I'm sure I know I can go pull some negative stories, but I just thought it was a cool story. It is a little older now, but it came across my radar, so I just wanted to share that, man. Gamer
Yeah, I
Live
ain't hear
looks
nothing about that, so that's dope.
Gamer Live looks at so now Pokemon is the Mother Teresa of games. No, because there's definitely motherfuckers who got killed over Pokemon. So don't
Right. Pokemon
whether
Go is the Mother Teresa of games.
right. You about to talk about Pokemon, some real world stuff that they're doing. Actually about to get into that right now. So Wave, this next thing, Pokemon Z to A, which I do not like that name. It's
Yeah,
Arceus.
that's
It's
trash.
Pokemon Legends Z to A will be out. I believe it's either late this year, or early next year. Um, don't quote me on the exact time though. But it's going to add like a real world factor and where urban evolution, think pollution and stuff like that, right?
Mhm.
Um, can basically cause mutations and weird versions of Pokemon. Like for example, like one of the examples that they had that I'm gonna pull up. Let me see if I can get a screen grab of this, just so we can see it in real time. Share the screen. Can you see that?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, cool.
Mm.
So basically says an example of the urban evolution is like peppered moths have grown darker due to human pollution. Um and basically saying in the game, Vivilion, which of course is a moth, like is the moth version in the game, can receive new darker forms or possible types of a change to poison or dark. So our Flores could become a grass or ground type, and limited to its yellow from resembling the hawk's beard. All types of stuff like that. You know what
Hey,
I
hold
mean?
on. That shit low key racist. Why
Yeah.
the
What?
urban why the urban areas gotta be scarce of water, light, and nutrition?
Yo, what? Yo, this dude crazy. Yo, but yeah, man, but yeah, another example, like bobcats have allegedly been selected and reared by humans for mange resistance. Esper could gain the ground type for extra poison resistance as well as a new regional evolution. What's your thoughts on this, man? I actually think like I kind of give a tough time to the Pokemon game sometimes for doing the same old, and I feel like this is actually the opposite, doing something a little fresh and stuff that where it can kind of make the game seem fresh. You can play through it multiple times, more of a choice of what to do with your Pokemon depending on where you're at. What's your thoughts on that?
So this like got to do with the area in the game or where you at in real life.
In the game.
Oh, I think that is a cool concept. I really want to see like how they figure that out with all of the Pokemon. I know I'm not familiar with none of these names you named because like
Right.
I've been off the Pokemon wagon, but I think the idea is cool. I really want to see how they implement it like fully. But I like the
Yeah.
idea of you in certain areas, Pokemon's evolve certain ways because of those areas. I guess my question would be like, how long would you have to stay in those areas for your Pokemon to actually evolve in that way? Because in most Pokemon games, you always moving. You from town to town, trying to like, solve mysteries and shit. You like Scooby Doo with Pokemon.
Right. Well, I mean, I guess as the game rollout, we'll know more. But this is gonna be more in the style of Legends, like Arceus when that came out. You know what I'm saying?
Hmm.
So this is like the sequel to that. I think it's a cool thing. Like I said, it's just something different and kind of that regional adaptability and stuff like that. Obviously, pollution and stuff like that. It's just an example that that was given. But I do think it's a kind of a cool idea, man. I do think sometimes putting just new stuff out there, it's not gonna hurt. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I like that idea. Like I said, I like to see it more in practice, to be honest. But man, this could be a cool idea, especially in like with Pokemon, how it can affect some of the moves it can learn, and if it becomes like if it could alter its type. I think that's a cool thing that at first I was like, but I could see how that could be kind of cool, and that kind of real world example could be cool. Let's let's
Could
get
be.
to the chat. Nathan Montega was good, bro. Balls
Yo,
well,
yo.
man. Said Vegas 2 terrorist hunt. He know, man. That Vegas 2 terrorist hunt was a mode in there. Fire, super fire. That's what I'm talking about. Just said might be useful to teach about global warming and protecting wildlife, the environment, especially for younger users. That's kind of cool.
I
I
didn't
didn't
think
even
about
think
it
about
that
it.
way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even think about it from that standpoint, but that is cool. Excuse me. Gamer Live looks at, oh, okay, I'm raising a Pokemon in the Bronx. So he has on him the Yankee fitted. Yo, this dude is wild, yo. He said, I got TVZ.
Yeah.
Yo, this guy's
Keeping it
wild.
all the way New York, man.
Right. Most of this is a really long-winded way of saying we have regional variants. It is, but I can see
Right.
why they're trying to roll it out the way that they are doing it. You know what I mean?
Right.
because, and I'm sure, look, it's Pokemon Company, it's Game Freak and all that. I'm pretty sure that they're gonna have something up their sleeve. You know, what I mean, like a weird little twist to it. They'll find ways to incorporate it into the story. It's different. And at
Yeah.
this point, I think that's a good thing. Now, if it turns out to be buggy or something and kind of screws it over, then we'll address it then. But I think for right now, it's new and different, so that makes it cool.
Well, one thing we know for sure is that you cannot raise your Pokemon in the urban areas because they're gonna be malnourished. Clearly, scarce of resources over there.
Yeah, you got snap benefits.
Pokemon gonna pull out the EBT, swipe 'em.
Yeah. Just said teaching biology and ecology in a fun, accessible way is cool as hell to me. Yeah, like Pokemon. Look, we know the Pokemon user base starts very young, and it does not die off. You know what I mean? It just
Right.
keeps going. So, I do think that's a cool thing. I'm very curious to see how it works in practice when the game comes out. I think again later this year, if not next year.
Professor Oak gonna be like Simba. You see that dark area?
Yeah.
That's the urban areas. We do not go over there. You want water? Go to the city.
You'd be like, if you want to evolve your Pokemon, get to the suburbs.
Go to the city and the suburbs.
That's crazy. Game Live looks at seeing Pokemon stressed out with a Newport in his hand will be fired. Look, man, that's what Power World is for, y'all.
Power is crazy.
Word, man. But yo, that's all we got for topics, Wave. Yo, let's get to the spin wheel, man. Yo, you ready?
Yes, sir.
It's a shorter show today, man. Depending how the spin wheel go. Appreciate the love and support as always. Let's get to it.
Sometimes the spin will be on a dial-on.
Describe a moment when a video game surprised you with a plot twist or an unexpected outcome. Wave, this one for me is easy. I'm just gonna go with the last game that actually, pulled the shock and the twist, and that was MK1. I feel like it's been enough time now to talk about it. I know I kind of mentioned around it, but they kind of did like this multiverse type thing that came off the events of MK11, and when they revealed, I'm not gonna give those all the way just because I feel like whoever play it, they can experience it. But through the twisting, who came back and why and how, I was in there like it was a movie. You know what I mean? Like, oh, this is what they did. Okay, and this is how they incorporated the DLC. Okay, cool. Like it just made playing through that story mode so much fun, man. You know what I mean? Like, and it just made me miss like when people put that much care and effort to the story of a game that like the way I felt about that game still is so high just because of that story mode alone. You know what I mean?
All right.
So that's mine. What you got?
Mine wasn't as easy. I honestly, I'm only choosing what I'm about to say right now because I really can't think of it. Like and Daryl kind of put me on blast a couple shows ago about this. The fact that I don't really complete most of the games I play,
Right.
kind of make that possible. But I think it's GTA 5. Just Trevor alone answer this question because you never know what he's up to when you change to him. But the ending also, like I didn't expect, you as Franklin to have to kill one of the other characters. I mean, you don't have to, but the fact that they even give you the option was kind of a surprise for me. I wasn't prepared for that.
Side question, real quick. I saw this question on Twitter, and I thought the question was nothing, right? But the way people were answering it was like people was like really split. When it comes to Grand Theft Auto games, do you solely play the story, like the actual story mode portion of it first, or do you just go back and forth between basically side missions, messing around, and then incorporating that into the main story?
In the beginning, I do
just the
side missions and all of that.
Okay.
And well, like the way GTA kind of did, especially 5, it kind of made it so like you can't just do all of the main quests. So you gotta kind of do. So I do the
Yep.
side missions that I have to do in order to get the main line to keep
Right.
moving along. But pretty much I just go straight through the mission first, the main mission first, and then reset the game if it's good, which all of them have been. Well, most
Right.
of them, not all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And reset the game and then do it with all of the side quests and try to like 100% the game.
Okay, because like people was like nah, like I gotta play through the main story first. That's the only reason why I get the game. And I'm like, now to me, Grand Theft Auto never had a bad story, but at the
Right.
same time, we all know folks like to go on there, especially now with online. I'm not kind of putting that to the side, but GTA has always had like basically, you just ride around, cruise around, mess around, you know what I mean? But
Right.
people was like, nah, I gotta get through the story first. I didn't realize it was that stringent for people. But that was just a side. Let's get to the chat. Most said Modern Warfare, when that nuke went off, I thought I did something wrong.
Dang, you brought it back. The first
Modern
Modern
Warfare
Warfare.
1, yeah.
Sheesh.
That was a moment though. Game Alive looks at Call of Duty Ghosts at the end when you get killed in LA Noir. LA Noir is good. Of all like those GTA type spinoffs, you know what I mean? Like I like that one the best. Like, I know we talked about it recently, but just said I second what you said about MK1. Yeah, that twist in that game was perfect. And the only reason why I'm not even saying it is because I do think they're still going to touch upon it with the DLC. So, and I know sometimes when the DLC come out, folks will go back and get the game for the first time now so that they can play it all the way through. So
you don't want to get killed for spoiling, huh?
Spider-Man 2. The Sandman, right?
Right. Bro, that was so ridiculous.
Mo said you definitely have to do the side missions. They eventually disappear if you progress the story enough. That's a good
True,
point.
that's why you reset the whole game. Just do it like that.
LA Noir was made by Rockstar. Yeah, it definitely was, but I still call it a G because you use leftover pieces from the game.
Right.
I could even say Red Dead to some degrees of GTA spinoff. So like Gamer Live looks at also Modern Warfare 2 killing the people in the airport. Yo,
Yeah, that was crazy.
Airport, yeah, iconic. Just the airport map alone, you know what I mean? Like whenever they put it back into these newer games, it's like nostalgic now, you know what I mean?
Yeah, that mission was nutty.
It really was, man. That's back when COD's missions used to be crazy. Have you ever had to stop playing a game because it was too scary, Wave?
What? I'm gonna say no, but I will say this: this I guess the most scariest game that I had the pleasure of playing, in my humble opinion, was probably Resident Evil 2. With the I don't remember his name, Mr. X, walking you down like Jason Voorhees through the whole game.
Yeah.
You don't even know which way he coming from. You just trying to, figure out the puzzles fast enough. That joint was hectic. That was probably the scariest one I could remember.
No, but again, so to answer the question, no. The only game that I could even think of that was like even scary was probably I forgot which one, but it was one of the Outlast joints, but the one on the VR. And the thing about Outlast that I can't stand is, unlike most games, you don't get no gun, right? You don't get no weapon. You can't pick nothing up. It's just gotta outlast, you gotta run, right? And like that's those type of games I don't like. But even then, you start to get the hang of it and just kind of takes away the scare appeal. There is a new Outlast game out. I haven't played it yet. I don't even know if it's out yet, but I am curious.
I hate games I can't fight back. That's why.
Just said, I literally cannot play horror games. Watch them, yes. Play, no. That's funny. Mo said no, but Alien Isolation will catch you slipping sometimes. I don't think I played that. Have you played that?
Nah, but I've seen it though. I never actually tried. Like, I'm not a big horror game guy. That's probably why the game I chose was not. Some people
Right,
that play
right.
horror games probably think that's weak. I don't really play horror games like that. I like to have fun, not motherfucking be scared.
Gamer Live said, "Call me a chicken shit. I had to stop playing the game on my MetaQuest 2 because I almost died from a jump scare. It's called something Manor or something like that. I almost dinosaur shit myself. I never heard of that. Some Manor MetaQuest. I'm definitely
Yeah, I don't
down
know. I'm not
down.
familiar with the games
Try
on
it though. Let me
MetaQuest.
see.
You got the MetaQuest, Jay?
No, but I was thinking about getting it because I'm not getting the Apple Vision Pro. So
Nah, that's too much money.
I did do the demo at the Apple Store though, and it was cool.
Mm.
But for the money that it costs, nah, it's not. It's
Yeah,
not
they
that
want
cool.
$1,400.
That's more than that.
It is. Oh, it's $3,500.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah, that's too much.
No one survived. Affected the Manor. I think it's called Affected the Manor. I never even heard of this. I'm about to check that out. Wave.
All right.
Appreciate that. Given he said I got both MetaQuest 2 and 3. Yeah, I was thinking about getting it 3 because
All right, Richie Rich, you ain't got to brag.
Richie Rich Christmas wish. Let's get to the next one. Affected the Man. I'm gonna check that out. Fill in the blank. Best racing game of all time is.
I ain't gonna lie. I gotta be like Forza, then like Forza. One of the Forzas, probably 4, or one of the Crews, man.
Why we think about the most? There's a VR game that maps out your house and is a horror game. Slip that one. Oh, hell no.
Bro, what? I would never ever do that. Why would you
Nah,
do that?
bro. Yeah, nah.
Why
I'm
would
good
you
on that one.
even do that to
Right.
yourself? I'm
That's
straight.
that's that's playing with yourself psychologically for no reason. Like I'm good on that.
I don't even want to know the name of that because I'm
Right.
good. Not looking that up.
The concept is great, but I'm not. Yeah, nah. I'm good on that one. He said for him cruising USA.
Definitely classic.
I'm going just Midnight Club. Now I gotta pick one. Midnight Club. Midnight Club. I still probably go Midnight Club 2. The customization and stuff and the story mode in 3 and Dub Edition and all that was better, especially the customization. But I feel like 2 had the best racing mechanics.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I'm since it's I guess this is just all opinionated stuff, I would have to agree with you. But the reason I said like Forza 4 or like like the Cruise, because like the scale of the game,
Yeah,
like they
you're right.
got the whole damn United States, and it looks beautiful. They did a good job, man. So
Yeah,
like I think those are like the standard at this point when it comes to racing games, because like unless you wanted to, the ones that got the hardcore fan base already, it ain't too many new racing games that don't do something like that that's gonna do well.
that's a good point. That is a great point. Actually, Game of Love looks at Mario Kart hands down. I ain't mad at that. I ain't mad at that. That's obviously the iconic. You know what I mean? Probably the most iconic. Jess agrees. Said I'm a Mario Kart person. Can't go wrong with that. Hopefully
According
Mario
to the
Kart.
Gaming Awards, they not racing games though. That's
Right,
why.
I know, right? You know how they do the Mario game. They say it's the cheat code. Um, Gran Turismo is phenomenal.
Yeah,
For me, Gran Turismo 3, A Sport or whatever it's called, it's just never going to be topped, in my opinion. Obviously, graphical and stuff like that, it's been topped since, but that game was just like amazing, amazing. And just like, to be honest, Wade, I don't think Forza Horizon 4 is going to be topped in that franchise either. I mean,
yeah,
they could play around with the maps and stuff, put it in a whole new setting, but I feel like that game was just peak for that franchise.
yeah. That's why
And
I said 4 first.
yeah. He said, "Yeah, affected the manner." That's it. Yeah. See, man, like some of these games, they get a little too out of hand. Waves like they take it personal. That folks say a game ain't scary. like,
Right.
like
Turning your
chill.
crib into a scary game is crazy though. I would
Yeah,
never
that's kind of
ever.
wild. That's kind of
Why
wild.
would you do that? Why would you do that to yourself?
If you could revive any game franchise, what would it be? I was just actually thinking about something like this the other day, Wave.
It's
Um,
easy for me.
go ahead.
Power Stone. What? Power
Okay.
Stone. I think we need Power Stone back. That was my joint.
I'm
And
not
with
mad
this
at that.
little fight stick I got, I probably dominate.
See if I can revive any. You know what yeah, you know what I was thinking about, Wave? Remember when we talked about 007 Quantum Solace?
Yeah.
And I was like, that's the one Bond game I never ever played. A few weeks ago, I went back and I was playing a little bit of Nightfire. You know what I mean? Some of those games in the early 2000s. Obviously GoldenEye, but some of the early 2000s. I actually miss a good Bond game, man. Like a good Bond game. Like obviously the multiplayer don't really hold up now. So it's not even about the multiplayer part. It's about just
Mhm.
playing through the actual missions and stuff. I would probably like go back and bring back like the 007 games. You know what I mean? Even if it's not
Right.
tied to a film no more, just like kind of do make your own version of it or whatever. So I bring back the 007 games, man. I miss those games playing through the single player modes.
Well, it would have been back if they actually put some effort into remaking it and not just turned the lights on like they did with
Yeah.
San Andreas. Like they didn't even try that well. Like I feel like that game could have, like they could have made it look way better. Like and
Yep.
still let it play like the original. It would have been so dope.
Yeah, man. It's crazy how sometimes we see folks who mod the games and stuff make it look 1,000 times better than what the actual companies who can do it, what they do.
Right.
I completely agree with you. Game Alive looks at Duke Nukem. That's a good one, especially
Right.
after the one that flopped in was it 2011? Or Fight Night. Yeah, see Fight Night. Like, look, man, look, and now that was it. You got Jake Paul versus Tyson, right? Yeah, Mike Tyson about to fight Jake Paul. You could circle that into a new Fight Night game. Um, but yeah, fight. I'm not mad at that. That's a good one. Mo said MK mythologies. Okay. MK universe is deep enough to have multiple single player games. The Special Forces destroyed that idea. Yeah. Special Forces was just a bad idea in general, my opinion. But yeah, there's so many characters now who can hold their own on a single player game. Um, I definitely would like to see that. And again, a single player game for one of these characters, it don't got to be ending crazy, like maybe 4 or 5, like between 4 and 7 hours of actual playtime.
Mm-hmm.
Nice and easy. I do agree with that. That's a good one. That's a good one. All right, wait. Let's say we do one more and then we get out of here.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Appreciate y'all, man. The support. This is funny. He said SOCOM. I heard a rumor that SOCOM is going to make a return, but not
Uh-oh.
not until late this decade, like 27. But if that's the case, I'll be waiting.
Right.
I'll be
The
waiting
issue
because go ahead.
It's an issue. I got it. It's because like I feel like COD is the pinnacle. So like any game that come out that's a shooter, automatically everybody looking at it as a potential COD killer. Like I feel like everybody want COD to die. So like SOCOM could either resurrect and do that, which is gonna be incredibly hard, or my feeling they're gonna come out and it's not gonna do well because it's not
Just
gonna
flop.
be right. It's not gonna be as good as we remember because of
I feel that.
and it's not gonna be better than Call. It probably won't be better than Call of Duty because like how much better can
Yeah,
shooting games get? That's probably most of our issue with Call of Duty, whether we want to admit it or not. It's just the
that's more than
same
fair.
shit. It's stale.
Right, right, right. All right, wait. What's the sports game you hate but everyone else loves?
Sports game I hate that everybody else love.
Yep. For example, game where live looks at Madden. Yeah, Madden. It's always gonna have his fans. It's always gonna do his 2 mil. Is 2 million. So
I don't hate Madden though. Like, I can still get on play Madden
yeah,
and enjoy it. I don't hate
especially because
2K.
of Game Pass.
I don't hate the show. I'm trying to think of like some older games that I sports games. I don't know if it's any games that I hated. Um,
Most said 2K21 to 2K22 couldn't stand the gameplay.
I didn't particularly enjoy it either, but I did have some times where I was having a good time. But
Gaming with
hate,
live looks said, I'm an NFL 2K dude, and that's for life. I'm with you there, bro. I can still play Madden just because there's nothing else to play, and I still want to play a football game, especially now because the Game Pass deal when it comes to Game Pass. But I'm with you, bro. If they dropped a new NFL 2K game, I'd probably pre-order it the first day you can. But what you
I
got
don't
with?
think there's a sports. I don't think there's a sports game that I can say I hate.
So
I,
when I
I
give my
guess I
answer,
just strongly
I'm
dislike.
not talking about the one that's about to come out. I know the game's been resurrected. I am going to buy it to try it. But a game I used to hate that some of my friends did play was Top Spin, the tennis joint on Xbox. It's now by 2K. Actually, it might have always been by 2K.
Yeah, I
And
played Top Spin.
I never liked it, bro. I couldn't stand it. I could not stand it. Like, could not stand it. I respect the sport. Obviously, I like playing like Mario Tennis and Wii Tennis or whatever, but I could not stand the Top Spin games. I do want to say the one that's like the new one looks
Mm-hmm.
impressive, so I am going to give it a shot. But growing up, I could not stand the Top Spin games. Some of our friends would have battles on it. You know what I mean?
Right.
Back and forth, like legendary battles, and I respect that, but I could not stand it. So definitely got to say Top Spin.
I definitely had fun in playing tennis games though, so I can't
Okay,
like because like I believe Top Spin had like a my player mode too
it
back in the
did.
days.
It did.
So I would play that, and then I played tennis too. I mean,
Yeah.
not tennis, golf too.
So
I
the
like
golf
golf
games,
games.
I still play the
So
golf games.
like I'm trying to think like a game that I really didn't like that's sports, and there's really none.
Okay,
I guess like some of the last couple of the 2Ks I didn't particularly enjoy as much
yeah,
as I normally do, or I enjoyed them for a couple weeks and then didn't play it anymore. So I would say like the last 4 to 5 2Ks.
okay.
Like,
Game of Live says supposedly they're dropping a new 2K, but like an NFL Blitz style. See, yeah, I mean that definitely will hold me over. But because I know they got to rediscuss the license in 26. Hopefully they come to their senses, man. Like, cause it's time, man. It's time. They had this shit for 22 years now.
when you say
Game of,
blitz style, my bad, Jay.
go ahead, go
When
ahead.
you say blitz style, you mean like the way they like hardcore tackling after the plays,
Probably somewhere,
clotheslines, leg
yeah,
drops, or do you
probably
mean like the
somewhere.
way it look?
Because that might be a slick way for them to maybe try to sign a deal with the NFLPA to use the
Mhm.
players. Might not be able to use, but they want to be able to make a simulation style game. So it would have to be more arcadey. You know what I mean? That's how you
Right.
kind of skirt that law. Game of Live said, I love hockey. My created player's name was Bust 'em Up. That's funny. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the hockey games too. Like I always like whenever it comes to Game
Yeah,
Pass,
me
I play
too.
that too. And going back to NHL '94s, I've always been a hockey fan in terms of the video games. Yeah,
I'm in
but
every
yo,
league, bro. I got
what'd
a
you say?
creative play. I said I'm in every league. I got a creative player on every.
Like, the same character, right? He
Yeah,
does it
it's
all.
my name. This dude is a pro, a pro's
Word,
pro.
like yo, this guy is everywhere, man. Like he Bo Jackson, like meets Bo
De-
Jackson, meets
Deion Sanders
right.
taking helicopters to the games.
That's hilarious. But yo, that's all we got for this week's show, man. We'll be back next week, man. Probably talk about the PS5 Pro. Plus, we'll do like a list of all the games that are dropped, and I actually found one today. So we'll do that next week. Wave, take it away, bro.
Yo, Shout out to everybody that's in all the leagues. You know, NFL champions, NBA champions, MLB champions, NHL champions, golf champions. You know, just champions. Y'all
Right.
have a good week, man. We'll see y'all on Tuesday. Peace.
Peace out.